Yo, what up, though? It's Devontae LaKendrick, aka Devontae For Real. And this is my experience between living up north and down south. I'm gonna try to make it not as long because y'all know I be talking. I think that's what happened to the last video. I think it was too long. So I'm gonna try it. Keep it down. So for everybody who don't know, you should know by now, but if you don't, I'm from Michigan. I was raised between the Tri-Cities and Detroit. Like, that was my whole life, in and out, my whole life. So, that's all I know. And then the rest of my family's in New York. And then the rest of them moved down south, which is how I ended up coming down south. But I used to come to North Carolina, Charlotte, when I was little and stuff like that, because that's where my dad moved. So I would come visit and stuff like that. Which, as a kid, it felt fun to get away from, like, all the craziness that's going on up north. Like, although, you know what I'm saying, Michigan is considered Northwest, it's still on the Eastern time zone. Like, nothing is Midwest about it to me. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. So, I was just so used to everyone being very direct and upfront. From a young age, you're around that. You're born into it. It's around you. It doesn't matter what color you were, what race you were, what ethnicity, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as for the people who don't know, I come from a black and Mexican family. On my mother's side, my dad's side has black, and they mix with like other stuff, but they're black. At the end of the day, we identify as black people. I did have the culture on my mother's side, both of them, but I feel like we're black. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But even that, like, that's the normal. Like, I grew up around that, like, different races. Like, I went to school with black people, white people, Spanish people, Indians, Asians, Native American, like, all of those things. People from Brazil, Peru. And then I have friends, like, they're, like, black and Asian, black and Mexican, Puerto Rican and Mexican, or white and Mexican, or even the white people, they were, like Eminem, like, real talk, that's real talk. They wasn't trying to be black or nothing like that. They just really were around that, you know. Of course, you have some, but it's like, you know, that's not even worth even speaking about. But I noticed, like, when you come down south, it's like that's a big thing. Like, still, like, it's still a conversation. It's still something that people are fighting for. And I mean, by all means, you know what I'm saying. But it's just like, up north is just like everybody's equal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, regardless, like, besides the police, you know what I'm saying? But even then, it's just like, you hear about stuff, but it don't be like this major stuff that's been going on lately and stuff like that. Like, the things that are so urgent and prevalent down south, it's not that big a deal, because I don't think we really deal with, like, racism and stuff. I think it's more so prejudice, and it's not even like prejudice which is Caucasian and black. It's like, if you like someone or don't like someone, it's because of a reason. It's not because of your skin color, like, stuff like that. It's just really not. So it's like, I was raised in equality. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Of course that these things happen, exist, and stuff like that. Like, of course it's everywhere. Like, maybe, like, it's like the great-grandparent or something like that. I could see that, but they're, like, detached. But we don't really deal with that. I noticed in the stuff, like, that's still prevalent. Like, it's very much a thing. And I was not used to that. You know, like I said, you hear about certain stuff, but it's like, nah, to, like, actually see and feel, it's like, no. And it's like, I personally didn't experience it a lot down here, but I have friends that have definitely experienced it, and they expressed, you know, their concerns to me. But I'm just like, I didn't see it. But then after a while, I'm like, that kind of is that. But, you know, like, it's life. So that was a culture shock for me. The South is very slow. I think I heard it was a guy down here, and there was a girl, a rapper. I'm Murder Dub. She was like, the South gets everything last. Even education and stuff like that. Like, we're very advanced, like, from a very young, like, regardless of my family situation, I took Spanish since like preschool. I learned French in 6th grade. Like, we had driver's education at like 14, 13, 14, something like that. Like, I didn't take it because, I mean, everybody in Michigan drives dirty, like, until, like, I was driving for years, but I literally did not get my license until I turned 23. Like, that's crazy. Like, and I remember taking that test, because when I took the test, the guy was like, you didn't even look back when you reversed. You know, I was like, yeah, I kind of been driving for a long time. He was like, go back to the station. And I was like, he about to film me. He was like, nah, you got it. Like, simple as that. But yeah. The other part is like the weather. Like, it gets really hot down here. It don't really get that. It gets hot in the summertime up there, but not really bad. Like, it's not crazy. Like, it's down here, like, gives me sunburn, like, real talk. Like, that stuff is no joke, baby. I just can't. But I found a lot of people where they don't really like up north people, just because it's like, we just are who we are. Like, everybody is just honest and real about who they are. Like, it doesn't matter, like I said, what color, what race, your sexuality. We don't care about that. We care about your character. Are you really about what you say? Your word, loyalty. And are you successful? Like, are you grinding? Are you on your grind? Are you on your hustle? Are you getting money? You know what I'm saying? Like, treating people right. Respect is everything. Loyalty is everything. And are you really about your hustle? Like, regardless if it's a job, if it's music, if it's you got a dream, if you got a car dealership, if you going to school. Like, my best friend, like, would drive from Detroit to Ohio like 4 or 5 days a week after his third shift job to become a nurse. Like, because that's the only school that was really like accredited to what he was trying to do. And it's just like, he did that for years. Like, people do that, double shift, or they go to work but they got like a hustle on the side. Like, my mom was a hustler, like my uncles. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's either you have a job or you got to hustle. Like, other than that, we don't care. But everybody is their own person. Like, I noticed down south, a lot of people were sheltered and stuff like that. So I guess when they come to places like Charlotte or Atlanta or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they all serve their purpose. But it's like, I'm all for the glow up, but I think people get disrespectful and they're trying to be somebody that they always wanted to be, or that they're just not. And that's really lame. Like, we don't do that where I'm from. Like, everybody is literally a main character. Everybody has their own personality. Yeah, we all have our certain lingo and, you know, slang and stuff like that, and accents because of our area. But other than that, everybody got their own personality. Like, it seems like in the South, a lot of people have the same personality, or they're trying to be the same person, or they think they're different, but they're literally doing the same thing, and they can't see it because they're all doing the same thing. So it's just like, that was weird to me. I found some really good people, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the people that I know, love, and trust, real friendships, real work situations, like all of that. Most of them are from up north. There are a few from down south. They built different though. Like, so it's a little different for me. But other than that, like, it was just different for me. Like, the South is, I'm just a city boy. I have to be in the city or the immediate suburbs. Like, I can't do country. I can't do like country roads. It's good to like get away and think and stuff like that. Like, even though I live in Atlanta, it's like I've lived all over Atlanta except the west side, really. But my main places that I always loved was just Buckhead, Midtown, and like Sandy Springs perimeter area. That's it. Like, every other place was just like, just didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? And my mother had moved to Kentucky. I lived there for a little bit, didn't like it. What's it? Dallas, Texas. It was okay. Like, Texas is a nice place. It's a beautiful place. You get a lot of bang for your buck. I just don't, I'm not a country boy. Miami, I love Miami. Like, Miami, that's like, Miami is like New York with good weather. Because people don't realize, like, Michigan is really diverse too. It's just that some of the culture gets Americanized, like washed away. Some still use it, stuff like that, but most by now, a lot of the people that even are mixed or whatever like that, or if they are just fully like Mexican or Puerto Rican or Jamaican or like Middle Eastern, all of that, they've been around. They're like the descendants of the people that already came up to Michigan. So it's just like they talk like us. They, you know what I'm saying? It's very similar to like New York and LA. It's just not as big. But I think New York and LA are heavy in culture. Like the Metro, Detroit area, Tri-City area, like it's definitely culture, but it's not overly populated. That's what it is. It's not overly populated like it was back in the day. Like New York and LA, all that, like way more people, because it declined basically. But they bringing it back. Don't play my home state. Don't play my city. Don't play my nothing. Nah, I'm playing for real. But yeah, other than that, like, and then the weather, like when it gets snowing outside, like the little flurries does shut down. I'm like, I had snow to my knee, bro, like, and still gotta walk to school, still gotta get up early, like, to shovel the driveway, and then you gotta warm up the car so your car could actually start. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing really stops us. Like, we do get blizzards and stuff like that, like, but sometimes the blizzards don't even stop. Like, you have to wake up and watch TV to see if your school is gonna be shut down or whatever, and you'll be like, they didn't shut the school down, and they should have, but like, no. So it's just like, man, it's just a totally different world. But I noticed that a lot of the people that I had issues with tend to be from the South because they think I'm too aggressive or they think I'm this, that, or that. But the people that are from up north, like, instant. It's always instant. We just hit it off. It's cool. There's no misunderstanding, nothing. And if there is, we get past it quick because it's just it's a mentality. And it doesn't mean that one is better than the other, this and so. They all have pros and cons. But at the end of the day, I personally feel like, and even some of the people have said, like, we're just too fast. We learn too fast. We're raised differently. We're raised independent. Independency. I hope that's where I feel like it is. I'm very educated. I should be able to, yeah. But we learn independence. And then how your independence, you know what I'm saying, contributes to the collective, whether it be your friends, family, relationship, whatever, da-da-da. We're not taught to blindly be loyal. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, you have to question everything. And people get offended by that, but it's like, no, we think for ourselves. We're freedom. Like, our brain, like, we think for ourselves. We don't think like everybody else wants us to think. And people take that as rebellious or aggressive, and it's really not. It's just like, I'm my own person. This has to make sense to me. If it doesn't make sense to me, I'm not doing it. Whereas in the South, it's just like, they good people. They think everybody's good people. And it's like, everybody's not good people. Everybody may have good hearts deep down, but you have to deal with people with how they are, not how you want them to be in certain situations. Because I see a lot of people be like, how did you even allow that to happen? Like, and even like when you get over stuff, like, we learn to process information. Like, I never really been around people with low self-esteem and stuff like that. Like, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, we all have moments and stuff like that. But on the whole, I don't know what that's like to have low self-esteem. I don't know what that's like. Or even the people that may have had it, we're always being either challenged by somebody else because everybody else has this attitude that they are the shit. So it's like, shit, I gotta be the shit because I ain't finna let you play me, like, you know what I'm saying? Or you're taught that at home. Your uncles are telling you, like, nah, keep your head up, da 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 da. Your mother, your father, your this to that. Like, your friends, like, oh, I see you, like, oh, I like your jacket. Oh, I see you, but is that my baby? It's like always love. Yes, hate and stuff like that, but for the most part, even your haters show you respect. They be like, oh, you cute or whatever. Or, nah, he do got some cold shoes. Like, I don't with that dude, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he cool. You feel what I'm saying? Like, down south, it seems like it's very sweep under the rug or shady and stuff, and it's like, we not used to that. We just in your face with it, like, boom! Like, Like, no, bro, I don't even really like you like that. Like, we don't gotta like each other, but we gotta get this work done, so let's go. But everybody wanna just get along. And it's like, that's in a perfect world, but you can't get along with everybody. But that's all I got to say for this video. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and like bouncing back, like we bounce back quick to the point where people think that we don't care and it hurts them, but it's like, nah, like you guys just haven't really had to deal with the pressures that we have to deal with at young ages. So the stuff that Southern people are learning in like high school and stuff, we already didn't dealt with that at like first grade. Like we've already got over the shock and the pain and the this and that. So now we're just warriors and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's very respectable and admirable. But some people love it, some people hate it. What can you do? You can't care what everybody says. So as far as what I like the most, I love my life, I love my career. I love Atlanta, actually. You know what I'm saying? I love Miami. I need to go to New Orleans, see what that's about. But they've been cool thus far. Everybody else, it's either a learning curve or they just don't mess with me. And that's fine. Because it's all love. But at the end of the day, watch your step. Don't disrespect. You know what I'm saying? As long as we got the respect, we all good. Because they have tried. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of people that have disrespected or played me or business went wrong, they were always from the South. Like, and I'm still open to, you know, meeting new people and stuff like that, but it's usually that. Like, I'm open. But overall, I'm just an up north, Midwest city boy. That is all, folks. Get at me on IG, Devontae For Real, Devontae LeKendrick on all platforms, and everything else. My hub, DevontaeLeKendrick.com. I love y'all. Stay tuned, and